Good morning, my Real News Midday TV family. Thank you so much for tuning in this morning, and I'm wishing for everyone a wonderful and a productive day. And in the news this morning, brother finds a teen's body hanging in house. The body of 19-year-old Keen Reed was found hanging from the roof of his family's under-construction house in Apollo District to St. Mary on Tuesday. The discovery was made by one of his brothers, Rasheen Samuels, a member of the Jamaica Defense Force who had come home for a visit. On arriving at the house, Samuels saw no one. He called Reed's name but received no answer. He detected a foul smell and noticed the flies at the house. He then telephoned his two other brothers, who told him they were staying with their grandmother for a while. In investigating the foul smell, Samuels came across his brother's body hanging from the roof of the bedroom. Samuels called his father, who reported the incident to the police. After an investigation, the police indicated there was no sign of foul play. This is the second suicide recorded in the parish since the start of the year. Teacher charged for smashing car windshield during argument with a child's father. A teacher who allegedly smashed the rear windshield of a vehicle belonging to her child's father during an argument has been charged in relation to the incident. Charged with malicious destruction of property is Felica Hunter, otherwise called Fel, a 30-year-old teacher of Luana District in St. Elizabeth. According to the police, on May 19, Hunter was involved in an argument with her child's father at her home. During the dispute, it is reported that she used an object to smash the rear windshield of a Toyota Isis motor car. The matter was reported to the police, and Hunter was taken into custody, where she was arrested and charged. Head of the police division, Superintendent Coleridge Minto, said the teacher will remain in custody and taken to the parish court on Friday. Manhunt for suspect who abducted and raped German woman in St. Anne. The St. Anne police have launched a manhunt for a suspect who allegedly abducted and sexually assaulted a visitor to the island last week. According to the police, the 24-year-old German student was abducted and raped at Upton in Utria, St. Anne on May 13. She was also robbed of cash and other personal items by her attacker. The police say the suspect goes by the aliases Lenny or Blacks. He has a wrinkled face and arms, is about 5 feet 11 inches tall, and looks about 50 to 55 years old. He was wearing a t-shirt and short jeans and was also armed with a machete. If seen, members of the public are being urged to call the Uturias police at 876-974-2533 or Deputy Superintendent in charge of criminal investigations in St. Anne, Errol Craig, at 876-322-2682. Man identified only as a Bertie shot dead in Portland drive-by. A man was shot dead in a drive-by shooting in the Falkland community of Boundbrook, Portland on Thursday afternoon. The deceased has been identified only as a Bertie of a Boundbrook address. Preliminary reports are that Bertie was standing near a bar shortly after 5:45 p.m. when a silver Toyota Corolla Axio motorcar drove up with at least 3 men aboard. Explosions were heard and the car reportedly sped off. Bertie was found suffering from multiple gunshot wounds to the head. He was taken to a nearby hospital by the police, where he was pronounced dead. 6 persons have been murdered in the Portland Police Division since the start of the year. Taxi operator charged for murdering and burying St. Catherine security guard. A 35-year-old taxi operator has been charged for murdering and burying a security guard in St. Catherine earlier this month. The accused is Paul Drummond, otherwise called Chris. The St. Catherine North Police charged him on Wednesday with murder, misprision of felony, which is a failure to report a crime, accessory after the fact, and unlawful burial of a dead body. The deceased is a 33-year-old Kevin Anderson from Fraser's Content in St. Catherine. Anderson was last seen alive about 8 p.m. on May 1 in his community. He never returned home, and a missing person report later filed. An investigation was launched, and Anderson's body was found in the shallow grave on May 9. Drummond was later arrested. Man arrested in cocaine bust at a Sanctuary International Airport. The narcotics police have made another multi-million-dollar drug bust at the Sanctuary International Airport in St. James. Cocaine weighing nearly 9 pounds was seized at the airport on Wednesday. A Jamaican man was arrested in connection with the seizure. Investigators assigned to the Firearms and Narcotics Investigation Division reported that at about 5:10 p.m., they accosted the Jamaican who was preparing to board a flight destined to London, England. On a search of his luggage, cocaine weighing 4 kilograms was detected in a false compartment. The estimated street value of the cocaine in the UK is £94,000 or Jamaican $18.7 million. The suspect was taken into custody and is now facing drug trafficking charges. 2 weeks ago, a Dutch national was arrested at the airport in possession of nearly 14 pounds of cocaine with a street value of Jamaican $30 million. He appeared in court on Monday and was remanded until May 27. Superintendent Dwight Daly, head of the narcotics police, said the police have been keeping a close watch on the island's ports, which are being used by international drug traffickers. We have implemented some new strategies at the international airports, and obviously it is reaping the desired results. We will continue to monitor our strategies to ensure that our ports are not exploited by drug traffickers, he declared. Man being sought in relation to murder of child's mother in St. Ann. The St. Ann police are urging Randy Tail, who they believe can assist with the murder investigation of his child's mother, Nadia Binns, to report it to the police. Ms. Binns was killed at her Helicon district home in Discovery Bay on Sunday. In a previous incident, the 42-year-old was chopped and left for dead at her home on January 30. Senior Superintendent Dwight Powell, head of the St. Ann Police, said the investigation is ongoing, but he believes there might be a connection between the two incidents. She was aware of who the perpetrator was in that first incident, and so we did everything that was necessary to have brought that one to a satisfactory conclusion. That investigation is still open, but we are believing that both incidents may have nexus, he said, as he urged Mr. Tail to report to any police station to assist us with our investigations. Superintendent Powell also urged the persons with information in relation to both incidents to share it with the police. High Command not seeking to control Police Federation, says Blake. Police Commissioner Dr. Kevin Blake has dismissed the claims by opposition spokesman on national security Peter Bunting that the High Command is seeking to seize the control of the Police Federation, and now it negotiates on behalf of the rank and file members of the police force. Mr. Bunting used the platform of the annual conference of the Police Federation on Tuesday to criticize the Police High Command over its treatment of former Federation Chairman Corporal Rohan James. He accused the High Command of union busting when it interdicted and suspended Corporal James over comments he made against the High Command during a funeral service last year. Corporal James was subsequently removed by the Central Executive and was barred from attending Tuesday's annual conference. In his address to the conference, Commissioner Blake dismissed Mr. Bunting's claims, stating that there is no attempt by the High Command to dictate to the Police Federation how to represent its members. He said the suggestions of discord were distracting from our core business when we waste time and fight about something that we all agree on and that we all wanted to see.
It's distracting from our core business when we waste time and fight about something that we all agree on and that we all want to see. And the idea that, listen, it doesn't matter how great our strategies are that we sit down and put together. It's brought to naught if where the boots hit the ground, it's not implemented. If the people do not believe in it or do not implement this, it makes no sense. And so the idea that the High Command is at dichotomy with whatever the Federation, and I'm saying the idea is coming from you. I hear utterances all over the place, and some experts outside who have never done a day's work in policing will say the idea that we have some different agenda, some other agenda. I want you to dispel that because it's distracting. It is a difficult job. With all things equal and everything is there, it is still difficult. And so we can avoid some of those added obstacles. that make the job much more difficult.